one thing you can't do, you can't take a kid from the hood, right? You can't take a kid from the hood and expect that kid from the hood to bless you with things and to show you all types of things that he's never gotten from being in the hood. You feel me? It's been stuff that he just didn't get. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody sitting and trying to hold your hand. Ain't nobody there talking about, oh, bro, everything gonna be alright. Might just getting what they gotta get, then they getting out of there. So it's like for a kid that's coming up in the hood, it's like they doing everything straight just off ambition to not get back to the situation that they came from. So once you see somebody that's ambitious like that, you gotta understand that that's one of the most valuable things ever. You got people that say like, well, I want somebody that's from the hood to come and get rich because he gonna know who to bless and who to give money to. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be able to bless those fallen soldiers and fallen kings. You know what I'm saying? They kind of get neglected. You know what I'm saying? Because of whatever they did in the past or whatnot. He gonna understand the situations to not get himself caught into where it's gonna make him lose his money. And then he understands more than anything how to not have anything. He could not have anything for a while and still be alright, still be out of, still know how to make things happen, still be creating and being creative and make something out of nothing because he comes from a situation of nothing. Now, there's too many times where somebody from the hood would be neglected from financial success, and someone that probably is in a better situation to probably encourage them to, seek like credit, seek building credit, getting yourself in a better situation. I think like the thing that kind of gets like misinterpreted, like the separation from the people that's the kids that's watching in the hood and the people that's on the grind and grinding and came from the hood, is the level that the people in the hood are. It's like usually like you'll see a story start, well, man, I just had a corny car and a crappy apartment. The kids that's coming from the hood that's looking at that story don't even have that. So they not really looking at it like, oh, well, we on the same page. I'm trying to get, they looking at it like, I'm trying to get to the crappy car and the crappy apartment. You know what I'm saying? And then make it just, something that's gonna be lit, like a lot of the stories, they start with somebody already having something, and then they losing it, not somebody not having nothing, and then trying to make it from that. I see a lot of people say like the Ivy League colleges would rather take like a person from the hood rather than like somebody that come from like that live across the street from the university or the Ivy League, university. And I feel like that's true because the stories in which like of being an underdog, the stories of being somebody that got a really good life, that's super creative, and then really need to be around a group of people that's gonna protect their creativity. I feel like that's what that person be lacking most of the time. Um, a lot of times somebody that comes from the hood can teach you, where situations are where like yo bro, that's not a good situation, or they could teach you a lot of times where if something don't seem right, they got like a third eye for that. And it's always good to keep somebody in the streets around. And I think like the line between keeping somebody that's thorough and then keeping somebody that's dangerous kind of get overlooked. Like you want to keep somebody who understand the streets, but understand the streets enough to be able to understand that that's somewhere that they never gotta be. You want to keep yourself aware and humble, but you never want to put yourself in a situation where the people that's not going to give you a step to climb up can reach you. And that's the world we live in. people would much rather put you in a situation where you can't grow as a punishment than to, be violent towards you, or like be aggressive towards you physically. They just rather put you in an opportunity where you won't make it. For me, honestly, for me to be successful, you gotta have a plan. You just gotta know what you want to be. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know what you want to do, because it's gonna be a lot of people telling you that, that's not the right way to go. That's not smart. You should do it a different way. But honestly, you really gotta have a plan. You gotta have a strong mind, because you're gonna see at the end that, this is what I've been trying to do. This is a situation that I've been trying to create for myself, and the difficulty is trying to separate yourself from people that's not gonna get you there. And it's like a lot of the times, people may look like they the type of people that get you there, but that's like you looking on the outside and not really looking on the inside. Like you got to take in consideration that a lot of the people that are successful and been successful had a way better start than you. They had put themselves in positions where not a lot of people can get to. So, in order for you to get better than them, you gotta almost put yourself in the same type of facilities and programs that they put themselves into. It's not what you know, it's who you know. You gotta use references that are credible. You gotta see that, you interning for a certain type of organization is more credible because of where you come from. And when someone is utilizing the fact that, you are someone with a character, you got energy, you got experience, you got story, you got all those different type of things, you got something that's actually pushing you to be able to push past the times that don't make sense, that you get treated unfair, opportunities get passed by you. I had an opportunity where I was able to get blessed with an opportunity, but I only got it because everybody looked past me. You feel me? Everybody was looking like, oh, you gonna choose him? I don't think you're gonna make it, because I didn't look like the guy that I look like now. I didn't look like it was somebody that you can invest in and somebody that was gonna really make your business, kind of remind the bosses why they got into the business. You know what I'm saying? And when you got a person that can remind you every single day why you do what you do, that's when you got a good person. You know what I'm saying? And as I grew, with just being who I am and working with different type of people, I always never lost the light of things that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. I never lost sight of my career, things that I was going to do, whether I was in a wheelchair, whether I was 80 years old, whether I was disabled. Those things that I was always going to be able to do, things that was my passion, things that I did, that I could never lose. I always kept sight of my career, things that was going to make me money, and things that I love to do. So I invested my time and my efforts in the stuff that I actually like doing. You know what I'm saying? And when doors closed and created ways for me not to be able to do the things that I love to do, I didn't. I was like, nah, I'm cool. I don't want to do it. I didn't really chase the money. I chased the experience and the experience of being into something that's bigger than me. And when it's bigger than me and it fuels a career that I've already loved, I feel like I already won. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm just waiting for, that blessing to transition and me going to the next thing. So never lose light of why you do it. Never lose light of, that feeling of what made you do what you wanted to do. If you can impress the person who's paying you to remember that reason of why they do it and why they go hard every day, I feel like you'll create a significant relationship with people, and keep going with